Hello guys, welcome back to another episode for Agentforce for everyone. In this episode, we are going to learn about how to update Salesforce records from Data Cloud. Now, when I say Data Cloud, I mean how to update records from the PDF files. In my previous episode, I have shown how we set up the Data Cloud and how we upload the files to the Agentforce Data Library so that whenever a user asks anything, the agent will look into the PDF file and gives us the appropriate answer. Now, in this episode, we are going to do a lot more. When I say a lot more, I really mean it. That means we are going to prepare a PDF file where we are going to update some values, we are going to put some content, and we are going to ask our agent to create the records based on the values available in the PDF files. For that, I have a use case like I always have. So this use case is whenever a loan application is updated in Salesforce, that means we have a loan application custom object which is available in our Agentforce developer org. So whenever a loan application is updated in Salesforce, all the other fields which are available in the loan applications, we are going to populate from that PDF file, which is stored into Agentforce Data Library. Now, let's take a scenario. Let's say we have a loan application available in our system, and when you update or when a customer updates the loan type, let's say we have different types of loan available like home loan, car loan, business loan, education loan, etc. etc. Now, whenever a user updates the loan type to, let's say, home loan, so all other fields like the interest rates, maximum tenure, processing fee, eligibility criteria, and document checklist, I would like to update the values in all the fields from my PDF file, which is stored into Agentforce Data Library. Now, let's see how we can achieve this. And this is really a very good example. And from this use case, you can achieve a number of use cases. So that's why I have designed this type of use case. So let's talk about the steps, what actually we need in order to make it real. So for that, I have listed down all the steps which we are going to perform today. First, we are going to prepare our PDF file where I'm going to store all the values based on the loan types. Then we are going to create our Agentforce Data Library. In the previous episode, I have also created a Agentforce Data Library and uploaded the file. So you can definitely go and watch that episode if you want to know more about the Agentforce Data Library and what is Data Cloud, what are the Data Cloud objects like data lake objects, data model objects, what is chunks, what are indexes, what is search index, everything I talk about in the previous episode. So you can find the link and then you can go and watch. Then we are going to upload our PDF file into the Agentforce Data Library. Then I'm going to create a new custom object, which is loan application. I have not done anything because my purpose to make videos is to do everything in front of you so that you will get the end-to-end explanation. What is the purpose? What are the use cases? And that's how you get the complete practical knowledge. So then I'm going to create a custom object, which is loan application. Then I'm going to create some loan application fields such as interest rate, eligibility criteria, document checklist, etc. etc. Then I am going to give the loan application object and fields permission. Then I am going to write some logic in the Apex to update the loan application fields based on the loan type. For example, if I choose home loan, so the agent will update all the other fields based on the home loan. Then we are going to create an agent action for that Apex class which we have written. Then I'm going to give the Apex class access to the agent user because agent user must have the Apex class access in order to perform that logic. Then we are going to validate the Data Cloud. This step we are going to validate because in the third step we have uploaded the file. So as soon as we upload any data, any file into Data Library, the Data Cloud works in the background, create n number of records into the Data Cloud objects, so that we are going to validate each and every one. We are going to see whether the chunks are created, whether the indexes are created, and then finally we are going to see whether the search index record is ready to use into agent. Once the Data Cloud is ready, then we are going to create our Agentforce Service Agent. Then we are going to test our agent. Then I'm going to create a record triggered flow for automation. For example, the record triggered flow will be created on loan application object. So whenever a loan application is updated, a loan type is updated, the record triggered flow will invoke our agent, and that agent will invoke the PDF file to get the data and update it to the record. Then finally we are going to demo and see as soon as we update the loan application record, and we will see the magic, how the Data Cloud plays the important role, how the agent plays the important role in order to update the records very quickly. So let's get started. So I'm going to jump into my Agentforce developer org to first create the PDF file. But for that, let me open a Word document so that we can create the file first. So I am going to open a Word document. So this is a Word document, a blank document where I'm going to prepare the data. So for that, I will design a table. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So let's say the heading I will give loan type, then I will give interest rate APR, then maximum tenure, then processing fee for any kind of loans, then eligibility criteria, and then finally the document checklist, what documents are required in order to understand what kind of loan it is. So for example, first loan type we will have, I'm just copy all the things. So the first type of loan we have personal loan. The interest rate will be 7.4%, tenure will be 5 years, no processing fee, and this is the eligibility criteria. You must be between 21 to 70. You must be a UK resident, employed or self-employed. Credit score should be 600 plus. Income should be this. What documents needed? We need passport, driving license, proof of address, bank statements, pay slips, etc. Let's create some more records. So I'm just going to copy all the records. So let's understand this file first. So then we have a table which has loan type, interest, maximum tenure, processing fee, eligibility criteria, document checklist. And then we have different types of loan available, such as education loan, business loan, car finance, home mortgage, personal loan. Each type of loan have different eligibility criteria, have different interest rates, different maximum tenure, different fees, and different documents needed. So now I'm going to save this file in my system. I'm going to save this as PDF, and I will say loan types, and then I'll just save into my download folder. That's it. And then I'm going to close this file. So that means we have completed our first step. Now the second step is to create the Agentforce Data Library. So to create an Agentforce Data Library, we need to go to setup. Let me log in again. So I'm going to setup and search for Agentforce Data Library. Now this Agentforce Data Library is available because in our previous episode we have set up the data cloud, and the data cloud is enabled in our org. So if you don't see this option, you must need to set up your data cloud, and then you can watch my previous episode, and then where I have explained a step-by-step process to activate the data cloud, what permissions we needed, what steps we need to perform. So let's continue this. I'm going to create a new library, and I will say loan types and save. So that means we created our Agentforce Data Library, which is simple. Now we are going to upload the file which we have just created. So for that, there is a data type, and I'm going to select files, upload files, and then loan types. So it might take a couple of seconds, but it's all done. So that is done. Now, as soon as we have uploaded the file, the data cloud start working in the background to understand the file, to create number of chunks, smaller chunks, and to create number of records like data streams, data lake objects, data model objects, Einstein Studio, search index, everything we will see in some time. So until the data cloud is processing all the features, we are going to do some other steps, and then in this step, validate data cloud, we are going to see all the records. So for that, I'm continue with my fourth step, which is create loan application object. So for that, I'm going to object manager and create a new custom object. I will name it as loan application. Loan applications. I will leave the description blank, and I will give the loan application name should be auto number. And should be app hyphen, should be like this, and starting number will be 1. Allow search, and then I will add to a custom tab and save. Choose the custom tab style, and then click next, and save. So we have our loan application object ready. Now let me complete this, and now we are going to create some loan application fields such as loan type, interest rate, maximum tenure, processing fee, eligibility criteria, and the sixth one, document checklist. So let's go and create 6 fields very quickly. So for that, first I'm going to create a loan type which will be a pick list. So what is the type of the loan? And I will say, I'll just copy it from our file. That will be very better. So I'm going to open my file again. So that is the PDF file I have just created. So I will say first personal loan, then home mortgage, then car finance, then business loan, then last education loan. Display value alphabetically, doesn't matter. Use first, no. Description, I'll keep it as blank. And next. I will give visible to all. Next. 7 new, because I need to create 5 other fields. The next we are going to create is interest rates, which we can say a text field. Why text field? Because in some interest rates we have some text values, we have some number and then some symbol, so it's better to use the text field. I will copy the label from here. Interest rates APR. Length I will just say random 255, not required, that's fine. And next. Visible to all. Next. Save and new. The next field I will create maximum tenure, which I will also copy it from here. I mean, I could have created those fields already to save some time, but I just want to show you each and everything should be created from the scratch, so that you will have full understanding of Agentforce and what is the power of Agentforce and everything. So let's say length 255, maximum tenure, and next. And also you can also follow along the video in order to do all the steps one by one. Next, 7 new, and then next I will say processing fee. I will also let processing fee as text because there are some strings, some numbers, some symbols. So text, and next. Processing fee, let's say 255. Next. Visible. Next. 7 new. The next one is eligibility criteria. Now the eligibility criteria and the document checklist, we will choose not text because we might have in the future a long text, a long paragraph. So let's say text area, or let's say text area long. Eligibility criteria, length is this, visible lines 3, that's fine. Let's say visible lines, I will say 6, or 3 is default is fine. Next. Visible to all. Next. 7 new, and the last one is document checklist. So document checklist, I will also set text area long. Next. Document checklist. Next. Visible to all. Next. And save. So that's it. We have our loan type, we have our interest rate, maximum tenure, processing fee, eligibility criteria, document checklist. We have everything. So that means we have completed our loan application fields. Now let's go and give the object and field access to the admin and to the agent user as well. So for that I have a permission set created. If you are following this playlist, so you should aware that I have created a permission set which I'm using in all my agents, which is custom agent PS. So this is assigned to admin as well, and this is assigned to my agent as well. So I'm going to follow this trend and assign the permissions to this permission set only. So my object name is loan application. Edit. Tab visible to all. I will give create, edit, read, view all fields, and all the edit access to all the fields, and save. So then the admin will have all the permissions. Also the Einstein agent user will have all the permissions. We have given the access to the permissions. Now let's write the Apex logic so that to update the loan application fields. Before I write the Apex logic, let's go and create a record. Okay. Yeah, so we have our loan application. Let's say all. I'm going to give some fields. Let's say give the fields line by line. Loan type first, then there will be interest rate, then there will be max tenure, then there will be processing fee, then there will be eligibility criteria and document checklist. So I hope we have given in the correct order. Yes. loan type, interest rate, max tenure, processing fee, eligibility criteria, and document checklist. Yes, save. So let's create a test record. So for example, if I choose personal loan, interest rate should be anything, max tenure should be anything, and anything. So that means our record is ready, our object is ready, and everything is ready. So I'm just going to delete. So yes, before I delete, we need to write our apex logic. So what logic I'm going to write is, whenever a loan type is updated, I need to populate all the other fields, which is interest rate, max tenure, processing fee, eligibility criteria, and document checklist. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fields we are going to update based on the loan type. So I'll give you a little context what we are going to do now. So when you create a record, a loan application, and when you update, so let's say we already have a couple of loan applications available in the system. Now when a user comes and updates the loan type based on the application, so what our agent will do, the agent will go to this PDF file along with the type of the loan. So they will then find what is the type of the loan. So currently it is personal loan. Okay, so I got the personal loan. Now I need all the details for the personal loan feed into the all the respected fields. So this is what we are going to achieve today. So for that, we need to write some apex logic, and then we need to use that apex as a custom action in our agent. Now you know what is custom action, we have seen in our couple of previous episodes. So I'm not going to tell what is custom action because you already know. So I'm going to start now writing my apex logic. For that, I'm going to close this and create a new class, loan application controller. This, and now I'm going to write a method, public static void update loan application. And here I am going to receive a list, because if you know, the apex method, which is specific to the agent, are only accepted the list of parameters. We can only expect a list of parameter as a input, and we need to also send the list of parameter as output, which we are going to do now. So let's say I'm going to give this input wrapper, and let's say request. So we are going to create a wrapper first. So for that, I'm just copy few things in order to save some time. Input wrapper. So the first variable we are going to receive is the loan application ID. So for that, invocable variable, that needs to be invocable variable, public string loan application ID. Now we need to give some label, loan application ID, and some description. So the description, I will say pass the loan application ID given by the user, because the user has to provide the loan application ID to the agent, so that the agent can pass the loan application ID to our apex. So that's why I'm saying this to the agent, please pass the loan application ID given by the user. And we also need to mark this field as required. So I'm going to just say required equals to true. Now I'm going to copy this and create some other variables. So next I need loan type, and I will also say pass the loan type value given by the user, because user needs to tell what type of loan they have in order to update all the other relevant fields. So I will also say this as required, and I will change the name loan type. Let's create some others. Now we will have interest rates, APR. So now I need to say pass the interest rates APR given by the user. No, interest rate is not provided by the user. Instead, interest rates we need to find. Let me open the file. So interest rates we need to find from our file, from our PDF file, from our Agentforce Data Library. So I will say pass the interest rates given by the Agentforce Data Library file, and I will also mark this as required because I need to update this value as well. And I will say interest rate APR. I will also create others. The next one is max tenure. So again, same thing, pass the maximum tenure, the number of years given by the Agentforce Data Library file, because we are also fetching the value for this field from the library file. So max tenure, and The next one we have is processing fee. Again the same thing, pass the processing fee given by the Agentforce Data Library. Process fee. The next one, so we have two more. One is eligibility criteria. Pass the eligibility criteria given by the Agentforce. The field name should be eligibility criteria. And then the last one we have document checklist. So again, pass the document checklist given by the Agentforce Data Library. Document checklist. So let's have a look. So we have loan application ID. We need the ID in order to update the record. Then we have loan type. So this loan type, the user will tell the agent, I have this loan, personal loan, could you please update the other fields? Then we have 5 other fields given by the Agentforce Data Library, all the values given by the Agentforce Data Library ADL, and that we are going to update in this class. So our input wrapper is ready. Let me also create an output wrapper, just the class. Output wrapper. Let's make it as a blank as of now. So now we have our input wrapper ready. Let's use that input wrapper. So for that, I will define some list of output wrapper, because we are going to return the list of output wrapper results. So I'm going to mention this as a return type. So now, yeah, so the list of output wrapper will be the return type. Then I'm going to also define a single wrapper, output wrapper. Yes. So in the output wrapper, what we are going to send, we are just going to send invocable variable, label, and description. No need to require because it's not needed. And then this will be public string. So what we are going to return to the agent. So let's say we are going to return the loan application record itself. Loan application record, loan app record. That's it. Yeah. So all the definitions are done now. Now we are going to fetch our loan application record based on the ID which is available, which is coming in the input wrapper. So let's say loan application record, and we are going to write our SOQL. So I don't know the API names, so let's go to the data export and query here. Select ID from loan application record, and let's use all the fields. So one is the loan type, then we have interest rate, then we have max tenure, then we have processing fee, then we have eligibility criteria, and the last we have document checklist. So I'm going to use this SOQL to write here, and let me design this properly. Yeah, so now we have our SOQL. I need to put the where condition, where ID equals to coming from request, and we need to find the 0th element, and it should be this. Yes, and we also put limit 1 because we only need to fetch our first loan application record. That's it. Once we have the loan application record available, then we are going to update all the fields. Now you can put try catch here, you can put if conditions whether the record exists or not, which is definitely a beautify things to make sure your code doesn't break, but I'm not going to do anything in order to save some sort of time. So I'm just going to update the record. So first we are going to update the loan type. We are not going to update the loan type because loan type is only added by the user, so that the agent can update the remaining fields. So let's say I am going to start updating with interest rate, and now this interest rate we are going to update from here. So with the interest rate APR, then I am going to do max tenure, which is again coming from max tenure request. Let me copy, and then we can change the field names. So this is for processing fee, eligibility criteria, and document checklist. So let's add document checklist, eligibility criteria, processing fee. Yeah, and let's copy the assignments variable as well. Processing fee, eligibility criteria, document checklist. So once the user is updated the loan type, this class is getting called, and this class will also receive the other values from our PDF file, which is stored into the Agentforce Data Library, and then we are going to update those fields. Once updated, then we are going to simply do a DML on loan application record. Once done, then I am going to, because I need to display the same details to the Agentforce UI, so I am just going to use the output dot add, not dot add, output dot. So this is the output wrapper, output dot loan application record. So I will say loan application record updated. Yes, and description, once loan appli record is updated, then display this record to the UI. Simple. And I'm going to use this output dot equals to this, because this is coming from here and this is the output parameter. Once done, then I'm going to use this main list, which is going to return from this method, and this dot add and output, and I'm going to also return this list. That's it. Our class is almost ready. Let me save and remove all the errors. So we got the error in number 4, invocable variable. Yeah, the comma is not needed. We need to remove the comma from everywhere. So that's a good point. We don't need any commas in any invocable variables. So it should save now. Yes. Unexpected token loan application, line number 28. Public string loan application record. I think that's how we... Oh, we just need to... No, why string? What I'm doing? Okay, so we just need to return the loan application. That's fine. Okay, so now the class is saved. We also need to declare this method as invocable method, some label. Let's say update loan application record, and we need to give some description. So I'm going to give some description such as updates the loan application record and values are coming from Agentforce Data Library file. So this we need to tell the agent, so that's why we have given this. Again, why I'm putting comma, bad habit. Yes, so we line number 32, invocable method. Okay, sorry, description. Yes, cool. So the file is now saved. Let's quickly recap what we have done in the file. So we have the loan application controller, which has an input wrapper, which has couple of parameters. So these 5 parameters values are coming from the data library, from Data Cloud, from the Agentforce Data Library. These 2 parameter values is coming from the agent. It's basically coming from the user. So everything is coming from the agent, but this 2 is coming from the user, and this 5 is coming from the data library file. So all 7 the agent will pass to this class. And then the output parameter, we are returning the whole loan application record, which is going to display to the UI once the update is successfully done. So we are going to fetch the loan application record from our request parameter. And once we found the loan application record, then we are going to update all the remaining 5 values, which is coming from the Agentforce Data Library. Once updated, we are setting the loan application record as an output and then returning the result so that the agent can see all the values. That's all done. We have written our Apex class. Now we are going to create a agent action for that Apex for loan application controller. For that, I am going to setup and agent assets, Agentforce assets. Then I'm going to action, new agent action. I will choose Apex, invocable method, and is this something I have given? Update loan application record. Let me double check. Yes, so this is the label we need to give in order to find our Apex class. Here, update loan application record. That's fine. Update loan application record, and label and API populated by default, which is good, and click next. Now let's understand this. So this is the instruction we are giving to the agent action. Update the loan application record and values are coming from Agentforce Data Library. I don't need to display any loading text, so I'm going to disable this. These are all the input parameters. So document checklist coming from Agentforce Data Library. Required input, yes, because we made all the fields required, if you have seen. So let's double check. So we have made everything as required because I don't want to process anything without getting any single value. So that's why. Eligibility criteria coming from ADL, interest rate coming from ADL, loan application ID coming from the user, loan type coming from the user, maximum tenure coming from ADL, and the last processing fee, which is also coming from the ADL. So all the fields are required. Then the output is single loan application record. Once the loan application record is updated, then we are going to display this record to the UI, and I will put show in conversation because I need to put. If I don't put, I will get an error. So I will put show in conversation and finish. And we have our loan application record ready. Great. We have completed this step. Now the next is to give the access for this apex to the agent user who is running the agent. So let's give. For that, I am again going to do my permission sets, and choose my custom agent permission set. Go to apex class access, edit, loan application controller, and enable and save. Cool. We have loan application controller exists now. That is also done. Now we have done most of the steps which is needed. Now let's validate the data cloud because we have uploaded the file. So I hope till that time the data cloud has done all his job. So let's go and validate the data cloud. For that, I'm going to data stream. Yes, I can see a data stream of records available. So this is the record created for our file. Then I go to data lake object. I can see some records. Then I can see some records on data model. Now, if you want to understand what those records are, go to the previous episode. You will see everything step by step. Now I will go to Data Explorer to see whether the file has loaded successfully or not. So I will choose AI grounding file ref, and I can see my loan type has been successfully added to the data cloud. So this is the file we have uploaded in the beginning, if you remember, if you are paying attention. Then we are seeing the model object and use the same thing. And I can see my loan type is there. If we are looking at the chunks, the data cloud has created the chunks as well. I can see loan type, interest, something. So it creates different chunks in order to access the appropriate data. That is done. If I go to Einstein Studio, go to retriever, I have my retriever as well. So, and if I look at the search index, cool, it says your search index is ready. So you can use this file into agent. Great. We are in the good stage. So we have validated the data cloud. Now it's time to create the Agentforce Service Agent. So for that, I am going to Agentforce Agents. I have a couple of existing, but I'll create a new one for you. I will create from a template, choose Agentforce Service Agent. Next. Now I don't need anything because I'm going to update the records from the data cloud. So I will remove everything and I will say next. I will mark it as loan agent. Company. This agent is responsible to update the loan application record from the Agentforce Data Library. Sorry for the spelling mistakes. Responsible to update the loan application. Yeah. And then I am not going to create a new user because I already have a Einstein Service Agent user, and we have provided this user to the access of Apex class and to the access of custom object loan application and their respected fields. So let's click next. Now, data source, I have a data cloud, which is loan types, which we created the Agentforce Data Library, and we have the file here as well. So let's click create. Cool. So we have our agent ready, and we don't have any topic because we didn't select any standard action. Now I am going to create my action. For that, I am going to say, what do you want this topic to do? Update the loan applications, and next. So as soon as we put a one-liner, the agent will understand loan application updates. It gives the name, it gives the classic description, what is the scope. So your job is only to assist user with updating the loan applications, including modifying details and providing status updates and changes. Perfect. There are a couple of instructions they have predefined suggested, but I'm going to disable all the instructions. Instead, I am going to use my own. So my first instruction will be, let me copy the instruction. So this is going to be my first instruction. Let's understand very carefully. So whenever the user asks to update the loan application record, make sure the user has provided the loan application ID and the type of loan, because these two things we needed in order to find the details for that loan type. If user has not provided this thing, then please show the message, please provide loan application ID and loan type. Based on the loan type, whatever user has provided, either home loan, personal loan, business loan, you need to invoke this action, answer question with knowledge. So in the previous episode, I have talked about what is this action, what this action is doing in order to go to the data cloud, invoke that file, invoke that data cloud file and get the data from that file with the help of prompt template. So I'm not going to repeat all those again, but yes, once we have the loan type, then based on that, invoke this action by passing the loan type and get the values for interest rates. So let me open the file as well. Now, if you look at this carefully, I am saying based on the loan type, invoke the action by passing the loan type. That means this file will receive personal loan, and based on the personal loan, this file needs to return interest rate, max tenure, processing fee, eligibility criteria, and document checklist. So if I send this file business loan, then this file will return all these 5 values. If I send education loan, then this file will gonna return all the values which is respected to the education loan. So this is going to be my first instruction. I hope you understand. This is a very basic instruction. Now I will put another instruction in order to call that Apex class. So for that, so this instructions is quite simple, getting all the values based on the loan type. The next instruction is, let's look at carefully. So for updating the loan application record, use the update loan application action. Now let me change this action. Let me find my action. So Agentforce assets, actions, update loan application record, and let me copy the API name and give it here. So let's see again. For updating the loan application record, use this action and pass the loan application ID, loan type, interest rate, max tenure, processing fee, eligibility criteria, and document checklist. So we are telling this agent pass all the 7 parameters to the action so that the Apex will perform the update. Now once that is done, the interest rate, max tenure, processing fee, eligibility criteria, and document checklist should be the one that you got it from the PDF file from this action. So this action is invoking the PDF file. That's why I'm saying PDF file. So once you have all these details, pass to the Apex and then it will perform the logic. So that's the 2 simple instructions, which is everything in order to achieve the requirement. Once that is done, I am going to click next. And then I will use my custom action, which is update loan application. But I will also use this action, answer question with knowledge, in order to invoke the PDF file and get the data from the PDF file and finish. Cool, that is done. We have our topic, loan application updates. We have both the instruction, we have both the action. That is all we have to do. And let's activate. That is done. We created our Agentforce Service Agent. Now it's time to test the agent. So let's go and create a loan application record. So let's say I'm going to use this record only, right? Because I have already a record exists with personal loan and I have the test data. So when the agent works, all the test data will be updated to the real data. So let's copy this ID. Instead, not copy the ID, let's go to the agent and simply ask, could you please update the loan application record, and hit, or maybe I'll just refresh in order to load the data library properly. So if I just type and enter. So now it says, please provide the loan application ID and loan type. It didn't throw any error because we have mentioned when the user does not provide any type or the application ID, so please show the message. So we got the message successfully. Now let me copy the loan application ID and loan type is personal loan. So now let's see the magic. But before you see the magic, let me explain the actual expectation from this agent. So once we hit the enter, what this agent will do, first it will pick the loan type, calling the document, finding the correct values for that particular loan type. For example, we are sending personal loan, so then the agent will find all the 5 values like the interest rate, max tenure, processing fee, eligibility criteria, and document checklist for that loan type, storing into the local memory. Second, agent will call the second action, which is our custom action, passing all 7 parameters. What 7? 5 from the document, 2 from the user. So user is sending loan application ID and loan type. So all the 7 parameters are required and then passing to the Apex in order to update the loan application record. And then third, we are going to see the updated loan application record here in just few seconds. So let me hit the enter and we will see the magic. So now you can see the loan application record has been successfully updated with the following values. So personal loan, let me grab the PDF file, and if I zoom in a little bit. So the personal loan interest rate is 7.4% typically, tenure is 5, processing fee 1% of the loan amount. Not sure why it choose 1, maybe because we have entered most UK banks, so that's why. And then eligibility criteria 21 to 70, document checklist, passport or driving license. So whatever the value we have given here, it chooses. Now let me explain the panel. So first we have entered the, could you please update the loan application record? It gives us the message, please provide the loan application ID and the loan type. Then we have given the application ID and the type of loan. Then it again fires the same topic, and based on the instruction, it fires the PDF file. So this is the PDF file they have fired, and in the query they have sent our personal loan. Then after getting all the values, it fires our second action, which is a custom action, and passing all the 7 parameters. So now you can see the loan application ID, the loan type, max tenure, document checklist, interest rate, eligibility criteria, everything. And then in the return, we are just returning the loan application record once it is updated successfully. So then this reasoning engine beautify the message and display so that the human can understand actually what is the actual message. So we have our loan application updated. Now if I go to the loan application record and refresh, I will see the valid values here. So now you can see the personal loan has been updated with all the respected values which is available in the data library. That means we have tested the agent successfully. Now, in order to do more real time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a record triggered flow on loan application. So I don't need to use the agent. So the agent will behave as an autonomous agent. And whenever a user, any banking user or any admin is going to update the loan type for any loan application, within the seconds, the record triggered flow will invoke the agent, and then the agent will do their work in the background. So let's see. So for that, I am going to the setup. I will choose flows and new flow, scratch, next. And this is going to be a record triggered flow. So whenever a case, not case, whenever a loan type is updated, I need to invoke the action. So I will choose update loan application, and I will only fire whenever a loan type is changed. True. And I need to choose include a run asynchronously because the AI agent cannot invoke in a synchronous way. So we always need to invoke the agent asynchronously because the agent will make the API calls or something. That's why it needs to be asynchronous. That is done. Then I am going to add the agent in the asynchronous path. So let's say action, and I will choose AI agent, and this is the loan agent available because it is active, and I will say loan agent. In the user message, we have given the same message just like we have given to the agent. Please update the loan application record. So I am going to give the same message to the flow. Could you please update this record? And we need to provide the loan application ID. So for that, I am going to fetch it from our triggering loan application record ID. And I will say with loan type. And we also need to provide the loan type, the type of the loan, so which is also getting it from the triggering record type, loan type. So the final statement will be, could you please update this loan application record? And we are going to provide the record ID and then the type of the loan. That's it. Save as record type flow loan application, save and activate. So our flow is ready. I was facing some issues in the background, but that is all resolved. But if you face any issue adding this agent asynchronously, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, and then I will try to resolve the issues. So now our record triggered flow is ready, invoking our agent, and the agent is going to invoke our files. So that means we have created our record triggered flow. I mean, we can store those data into our custom metadata, or there are so many places where we can store our metadata, but the purpose is to show you how you can access the document and how you can access how you can update the records based on the data cloud, because this might solve multiple use cases, multiple business cases. And there are projects, there are times where let's say this is the banking example. So let's say if somebody's from the bank is going to update the documents, and then they don't have any time to update the system, update the metadata, or update any records. So this is the perfect use case where they can simply upload the file into the system, and then the system will start working instantly if you have designed it properly. Now it's time to see the magic. I'm going to actually create some loan application records and then update the loan type. And as soon as I update the loan type, we will see how the agent is invoking in the asynchronous pattern, and then it is going to update the values in the fields. So for that, I am going to in my loan application records, I'm going to create a new record. I will keep everything blank because my flow is on the update, not on the create. So that's why I'll keep everything blank, and I will simply say here, save. So I will get a loan application number. So as you can see, I have the loan application number, which is 003. And now I'm going to update something. So let's say this time I'm going to update education loan. And if I hit save, what is the expectation? This will invoke our agent. Agent will invoke this file, passing the education loan, getting all the values from the education loan, and update to the respective fields. So let's say, so before I hit save, I will show you this time-based workflow. So whenever, because our agent is invoking in asynchronous pattern, so if I hit save, I will see a record. So let's hit save. Done. And if I see, I will see a record triggered flow is going to invoke whenever the resource becomes available. Let's say done. Yeah, done. So the agent has invoked successfully. Let's refresh. And I can see all the field values are populated correctly. So if we match with the file, we have, so now you see, we have the education loan interest rate is 6.25, tenure is 10 years, which is yes. Processing fee, now I have said 0, but how smartly the agent handled this, and instead of showing the 0, it shows no processing fee, which is quite impressive. And then the eligibility criteria copied the same, but it has modified the English a little bit. So being a UK resident aged 18 to 35, having an offer from an etc. And then the document checklist as it is, university offer letter, passport, utility bill, etc. So that's how this agent works. So let's now change. If I change, no, this loan application is not education loan, it's actually a car finance. And let's see if I hit save. So right now it is 6.25, but the car finance is quite expensive, so it is 9.9%. So let's say if I hit save and check out my time-based records, so yes, it's in scheduled, and come on, it's done. So let's say if it is changing from 6.25 to 9% something. So yes, it has changed to 9.9. HPPCP 5 years, 1% of the loan amount, which is car finance. 1% of the loan amount. Okay, so I said 0 to 200, but it somehow say 1% of the loan amount. Maybe we need to be very specific sometimes. And then the eligibility criteria is 21 years, yes, document, driving license, proof of insurance, everything, etc. Cool. So that means our demo is successfully worked. So this is how we can implement how to update records in Salesforce from Data Cloud. We just need to update our file, and then we need to write the agent. We need to tell the proper instruction that pass this value, get this value, and then store the values into the Agentforce memory, into the agent's memory. And then agent will pass those memory to your custom action. Either you create a custom action with Flow, you can create custom action with Apex, or if you want to use the standard actions, you can. So that's how we implement how to update records from Data Cloud. I hope you really like it. I will see you in the next episode with more use cases, with more real-time business use cases. If you have not subscribed to my channel till now, please feel free to do subscribe so that whenever I upload any video, any episode, you will get notified. Thanks for watching and take care.